My friends, it is the 10th of December 2023 and I'm here in Shizuoka in Japan. Today we're going to take a China Eastern Airlines flight to Shanghai and we're traveling on board of the Airbus A320neo in economy class. Thank you so much for joining and coming along, and let's begin the trip report. Welcome to Shizuoka, a small city close to Mount Fuji between Tokyo and Nagoya. It may surprise you, but Shizuoka has its own international airport where you can see Mount Fuji while landing or taking off from the airport. From Shizuoka Station, the limousine bus will bring you to the airport in about 50 minutes. Mount Fuji Shizuoka Airport is the official name, and from here you can travel to several cities in Japan with ANA or Fuji Dream Airlines. There used to be several foreign airliners from China, Taiwan and South Korea offering international connections, but as of 2024, only China Eastern to Shanghai and Jeju Air to Seoul will be offered from this airport. Once inside, you'll find several check-in counters. There's no separation between the domestic and international terminal. Today we're catching the once-weekly China Eastern flight MU 2020 to Shanghai Pudong. Check-in was a breeze and I've got my boarding pass in no time. Thanks to my Flying Blue Platinum status, I can enjoy the business class lounge, but here I was offered a food voucher instead, due to the lack of a lounge most likely, but I'm quite content with the alternative. For a small regional airport, it has a lot to offer. Throughout the terminal, you can find Demon Slayer characters in an aviation theme thanks to the collab with ANA. On the ground floor, you'll find the 7-Eleven, but if you head upstairs to the departure level, you can find even more Demon Slayer characters, allowing you to be a cringe weeb. Anyways, if you walk a little further, you can find some souvenir shops and a large food court area where I can spend my voucher at. For a regional airport, the offerings here are really good. There is this tempura shop, an Italian pasta restaurant, and a ramen shop. I'm always up for a good bowl of ramen, so I proceeded to order from the ramen shop. And here's what I got, a hearty tasting miso ramen soup. It was super delicious and it costed just 950 yen. Free in my case, but even if I had to pay, it is insanely cheap for an airport meal. Free water tap points can also be found here. On the top floor there's an observation deck where you can see our China Eastern flight for today, with Mount Fuji in the background. The Airbus A320neo had just arrived from Shanghai Pudong. What I absolutely love about Japanese airport is that they make small holes on the fences of the observation deck. You can peek your camera lens through the hole, taking unobstructed pictures. This airport even offers paper timetables for its passengers. I wonder which other airport in the world still does this. I really like how they use this low-tech departure board. Behind it is the security checkpoint and passport control. Within just 3 minutes I'm on the other side. Because it is a small airport, you are advised to spend more time before security than after. Most of the facilities are landside, and you can just comfortably go airside around 15 minutes before boarding starts. Once on airside, the international terminal is just one big waiting room, with a duty-free shop, a 7-Eleven, toilets, and some drink vending machines. Boarding commenced and everything is so relaxed here. Departing from a Japanese airport is already a pleasant experience, but departing from Shizuoka Airport is on another level. My first impression of the Airbus A320neo of China Eastern is pretty good. This aircraft type is the main workhorse of the airline on short and medium haul routes. I'm on seat 46L in economy class, and despite the slim design, the seat felt very comfy. On the back of your seat is a coat hook on the side. The back of the tray table has a cup holder for your drink. And the tray table itself can be adjusted as well. There is a standard seat back pocket, and the legroom is fairly good for this short hop to Shanghai. The headrest can be adjusted sideways and up as well. This here shows the seat fully reclined. Just a bit, but better than nothing I guess. Below the seats are 2 USB ports for charging up your devices. Air vents and reading lights are present as well. There are no IFE screens installed in the seat in front of you, but instead they are hanging above the seats. Wi-Fi is also not installed on this flight, so be prepared to bring your own entertainment aboard.
Welcome to China Eastern. The flight is bound for Shanghai Pudong. Our flight time is 2 hours 40 minutes. Now we are ready for departure. Please fasten your seatbelt, open the window shade, secure your tray.
As told by the purser, the flight time to Shanghai will be 2 hours and 40 minutes. We depart in easterly direction and make a sharp turn to head to the west. Mount Fuji can be easily spotted here in the distance, and the view from the airplane is simply gorgeous. Seatbelt sign went off, and it brings us to a quick lavatory visit. I'm not a fan of the narrow lavatories on the new A320neos. You barely have space to move around, let alone taking a dump comfortably while manspreading. But hey, the lavatory was clean though, and that is of course more important. Up next is the meal service. We could choose between rice with pork or noodles with pork, and contrary to my long haul flight with them, this meal actually looks pretty nice. Catering on board is prepared and cooked in Shanghai, as Shizuoka doesn't supply warm meals. Maybe this is the reason that it is served in a box instead of a tray. Anyways, let's have a closer look to our meal. The rice with pork turned out to be braised pork in dark soy sauce with steamed rice. There's a bag with peanuts. The side was a potato salad with meat. For dessert, it is this little pack here called red bean mochi. A cup of water was provided as well, as a drink of your choice, where I went for a Coke. A really fantastic meal for short haul. Here we are flying over the Kanmon Straits. This separates the main island of Honshu with Kyushu. As we are leaving Japanese airspace, coffee and tea were offered after the meal service, and I went for a green tea. Some turbulence hit us shortly after, but hey, we can enjoy a prime Chinese movie on the entertainment screen. The movie that played is called Lost in the Stars. Now because it is shown on a tiny screen without sound and the subs were hardly readable, my perception of the movie differs quite a lot from the real plot. So from my perspective, I was watching a detective movie, where the main character suffers from amnesia, because Asian movies like to overuse that to cover up plot holes. Anyways, he is together with his wife, but he thinks that he isn't his wife, and the detective tries to find his real wife. Suddenly, our antagonist shows up. How do I know? Well, he is white, have a beard, is bald, and has several tattoos on his arm. In China, this means you can only be the bad guy. In the West, this guy would most likely be a barista over at Starbucks though. Then it appears there is a sign to where his real wife is. But the movie ends as we were ready to descend into Pudong Airport, without ever knowing what happened next. So yeah, just download your own entertainment before boarding. Now let's recap the flight and not the movie. China Eastern Airlines did very well on this flight. New plane with comfy seats, proactive crew and nice food. Weird off entertainment though, but overall still a pleasant and enjoyable flight. So I think we can say that China Eastern is still a good choice to travel with when the price is right. They might be inconsistent in their service, but given the low ticket price for trips with them, I wouldn't complain too much and just take them. For this trip, I paid 252 euros for an open jaw return ticket from Hong Kong to Japan. So if you happen to come across a cheap ticket fare with good crew and tasty food, it's a winner for sure. And that was China Eastern Airlines from Shizuoka to Shanghai. Thank you so much for joining and coming along. Take care guys, and we will see each other in the next video.